Hey guys, it's Kayak Max here, and welcome back to another video. Now I'm sure you're a little shocked to see this video for a couple of reasons. First of all, look at my upload schedule. How consistent is it? What are the odds that I'm actually posting a video? Not very high, exactly. But also second, because this is a predictions video, and you're hearing my voice, which is not something I normally do. For this next month, I'm going to try to be posting as much as possible, as I go off to college very soon. So, I thought, why not kick it into overdrive? And this is the very first of those videos. In this video, I'm going to be making some very last minute Blissful Championships predictions. Because yes, the event, as I'm recording this, is today in 12 hours. And I have not finished this video. Before we get started, according to YouTube statistics, only a small percentage of people that watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if you end up liking this video, consider subscribing. It's free, and you can always change your mind later. In 8th place, I have the Jade Champions. And you may be wondering, why do you have a team with two very competent players in last place? Well, it's mostly because those two players, along with another player on their team, are entirely new players to Blissful Championships. Blissful Championships is a very knowledge-based event, and experience helps a lot. So, when two of your top players are brand new to the event, it might lead to some significant knowledge gaps. This is not to say, however, that this team is bad by any means, and definitely has the potential to do really well. Blue Leader is one of the top times on the ice boating, one of the top players, on the ice boating server Frostex, which, in all honesty, I'm not even that good at ice boat racing, so that's still really impressive. And Nixie is an all-around really good player. However, I just think that the knowledge gap might get to this team too hard, and certain other teams that also have a lot of new players just might be a little bit stronger, which is why I have them here in 8th place. In 7th place, I have the Diamond Champions. This, for me, is the fan favorite Friends team. None of them are particularly bad, at all. They're all actually pretty decent at the game. However, in this event, it's very stacked. And having 2 or 3 maybe higher up players is much better than having an all-around consistency. Also, their likely top rank, Ruben, has never played the event, and like with Lime Team, could lead to some potential knowledge gap and experience diff. However, this team has one of the most experiences in the event. Hannah Tech and Magoo Racer have both been staples in Blissful for a while, so if those two can lock in and coach their teammates, this team could place much higher than I have them predicted. In 6th place, I have the Sapphire Champions. This team consists of two sets of dynamic duos. Elena Eepers and Florzotis, who we've seen in many teams together and have seen in Blissful for a while, along with Ubby and Greninja, a PvP sweat duo, as I would like to say, and definitely one of the top duos for this event. The reason I have this team so low, however, is because Ubby and Greninja have not had very much experience with Blissful, and compared to some of the other duos, might fall on the weaker end. Greninja has had top performances in Block Wars, the content creator event, so if we can replicate that here, we could see a really high rise from Blue in comparison to my predictions, especially if Eepers and Floor can perform to their normal standards. In 5th place, I have the Ruby Champions. This team is very consistent. All of their players are above top half in most situations, and Kalen is a very strong top 5 contender. He even came for top 5 in his first ever Blissful last time he played, so there's that. However, this team, to me, is just kind of okay, you know? They're not going to do bad at the game. I think they're definitely going to have really great chemistry and really great vibes. However, I think the top 4 teams above them just have a little bit more of kick and oomph, as you will, to push them above. Well, this team definitely is a good team. It's not like overly strong, which I feel like the top 4 teams might be. In 4th place, I have the Amethyst Champions, and oh boy, I struggled to predict this team, partially because we just don't know a whole lot. As you may have seen, this team has 14 players on it, and how in the frick is this balanced? Well, from what we know, it should be. They have to switch setups every game, so they're going to have a constant rotation of 4 different players in the event at any given moment. And also, they're going to be having some gimmicks involved, like keyboard and mouse, weird settings, stuff like that, that will make this team a little more handicapped and a little bit more balanced. That doesn't say, though, that this team isn't absolutely busted individually. There is not a single player on this team that I would consider a bottom player or even a third frag. I think most, if not all, of these players are top players. If this team can get past the silly handicaps that they gave themselves, this team could easily destroy everyone. But because we don't know a whole lot about what their handicaps are, I just kind of have to place them in the middle for now. In third place, I have the Aquamarine Champions. This team sees the dynamic duo of Yogurt and Eevees, along with 2 other substitute players in Prabs and Ace Rages. Originally, this team had Ava and Emir. This team definitely has the potential to win it all. Eevees and Yogurt are both very high, strong, skilled players and will probably both place in the top 8 of this event. The reason why this team isn't any higher isn't because of their lack of skill, knowledge of the event, or so on, because they've all played this event so many times, and they're all really good. The reason why this team isn't higher is because they just made their team, essentially. Half of their teammates have only been on the team for less than a couple of days, so I worry for their team chemistry and practice experience. The rest of these teams have had multiple days on them to practice, while this team just got their most recent sub the other day. I think this team definitely could make finale, but it will really come down to how well as a team do they work. In second place, I have the Amber Champions, aka my team. I think my team is very good at the game. We don't have any single player who's a bottom player by statistical standards. AK5 is, if you know anything about me and my content, AK5 is one of my best friends, and AK5 is really good at the game. He's really good at the game. So, he will probably be in contention for top 3, if not first place, in any given event. And, you know, I don't like to brag, but I feel like I'm also pretty good. We've also been doing a lot of practice, and a lot of VOD review, and a lot of neeking, as it will be called. So we definitely has the potential to do well. However, the team above us, I think, just has a slightly better chance. So in first place, I have the Topaz Champions. This team is, oh lord, so strong. Haidu, in every event he's played, has been a very strong player. Consistently top 5, if not top 3. Which is just terrifying to have on any team, really. Not to mention, they have 3 very strong and solid players to back them up. Mudcrip and Twiggy have both historically been top 15 players in every event that they played in, which is not a fun experience to go against when you're me. That team is just busted. Not to mention, you have Emily, whose knowledge of the game, team chemistry, and good vibes is just unmatched in compared to most of the other players that you can put her up against. So this team just objectively scares me. This team doesn't have a weak player, this team doesn't have anything that could possibly stand in their way, and I see no way in which this team gets anything lower than first in the event tomorrow. So, or today, I guess, actually. So yeah, those are my Blissful Championships predictions. Sorry they're so last minute, I kind of procrastinated. But like I said before, I'm going to be uploading a lot this month, and I really hope that you guys can stick around and support my content, because I'm really excited for what this next month has to come.